San Luis Pass Beach is located on the west end of Galveston Island, and people go there for beach activities. A lot of people go for fishing, and it allows you to drive your vehicle on the beach. But what people don't realize is with the changing climate and weather, there's also a lot of hazards. I'm part of a Galveston County off-road recovery group, and I've been doing this for many years, and like others in this group, help many people get out of stuck situations. Each one of these vehicles you see here are vehicles I've helped extract from this environment. And I'm not saying it's the same every time of the year, but it exists, and hopefully this video can just make you a little bit more aware of what this beach area has to offer. The main purpose of this quick video is just to help you become more aware when coming to this area and potentially prepare you. And it's best to be in an off-road type vehicle. Even two-wheel drive trucks get stuck. Now, this is a Sunday in July 2025, and a typical environment coming into the entrance. In fact, it hasn't been raining in a while, so the water has receded in some of these holes. And if there's any advice I can give you, is never drive through a water hole if you don't understand or know its potential condition. Just some sand, and we're gonna do a kinetic rope job. If you don't have experience on how to recover, you shouldn't be doing it because you can damage vehicles or hurt other people. In this video, we're using a kinetic rope which stretches and has stored energy and a less of a jerk at the beginning of the pull. Just the two-wheel drive. Yeah, so we'll go backwards. What I'm doing is I remove the hitch and I'm going through the receiver. Okay, we're setting. Gonna pull. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tap it 3 times with the horn. On my 3rd tap, I'm moving, but if you just get it in neutral, we'll be good. Drove over the rope, but that's okay. He is out of here. Unfortunately, I saw this one drive in before I can stop him. We're on that hook, soft shackle, and then we're just gonna slowly pull him out. This is just gonna be a very slow pull. Lesson learned, and he is out of here. Well, this one was stuck in the front. I didn't have a person to help video when I pulled him out, but got him back on the sand. And in some places you can drive on the sand, but I can tell you, never stop, because when you stop and then you take off, it's going to create this torque and then a kind of a digging into the sand, and it'll get you stuck. So you need to move pretty fast.
Okay, start going.
Sometimes I use a winch as a choice when there's not a strong connection point.
Go in reverse.
When pulling somebody out, 2 things to think about. Number 1, don't use chains or solid tow straps. Upgrade to kinetic ropes. And then 2, you don't have to go fast. Sometimes just a bump and run is all you need. And of course, there are situations where you need to put a little bit more stretch on that rope and give it a stronger pull. But realize, take advantage of going slow if that will work. The disadvantage of a light rain is that it can fool you by camouflaging the soft sand underneath and making you think it's a hard surface.
You just don't know if it's better to pull or to use a winch.
Finding that sweet spot. That's about all I can get to.
I like to use a winch because it gives me more control and I can stop and start a lot easier than pulling. The other thing is I like to start them off in neutral, but then have them go in reverse to kind of aid the extraction.
Give it a little gas.
You're always looking for a good landing point so they can drive off themselves. You may have to reposition and continue to pull.
Okay, stop.
This just shows you how the soft sand can fool you under that light rain, and where the car was, it gets really deep. So I'm always going to prefer to use a kinetic rope when I have good solid tow points to pull from. But as I said earlier, with the winch, you'll see me using a kinetic rope with cars that have good tow points, but you'll also see me using the winch.
Straighten the wheels.
In this situation, I used the winch because this car had 2 connection points offset on each rear tire, and it was rear-wheel drive, so it made extraction much easier, and I only need to pull him really a few feet out of his situation versus using a kinetic rope. And all of these recoveries you've seen at the end of this video were all on one weekend, and there's multiple cars stuck and other people helping. In this situation, I decided to use a tow strap because the control arm underneath was very robust, and I used a tree strap to wrap around the control arm, as you can see here.
Good.
Well, that's a quick sample of a weekend day in San Luis Pass, and I just want to thank everybody with Galveston County Off-Road Recovery.